Hello, everybody. This is Gene Star 134 coming to you with a new movie review. This is The Man with the Iron Fist. Now, going into this, there has been some contradiction, some personal bias as well, because this is endorsed by one of my favorite directors, I have to say, Quentin Tarantino. And I can't really go into a review without having some form of bias because of that. But I did my best watching this movie without remembering the label that was on this. So here we go. Now, the Man of the Iron Fist starts off as this blacksmith telling a story about how these clans are fighting over this small village, and it's between the Lion Clan, I believe the Wolf Clan, and the Rat Clan, and like some other in betweens that are never fully explained. And what the blacksmith is as the center point between all of them, as he is a maker of weapons for everything. What I found lacking was that the character, as far as the blacksmith goes, for someone who is so focal in this movie, for so critical of it, he lacked the voice, the intensity needed. Yes, he did provide intensity at the same time, but did not provide any form of understanding. Now, I can understand this because the blacksmith is RZA, a very well known rapper of the Wu-Tang Clan. And that's not to say that anything of his is bad. It's to say that he has very little acting experience, or in sense of the word, any real acting experience. But he did have pretty good supporting cast as far as actual fighters came in, as far as martial arts came in for certain characters like X-Blade. Silver Lion was another supporter, and Gold Lion, and even Copper Lion. But that's to digress. The characters are actually well developed in the sense that they are very transparent, and that gives an easy way to grasp them. But RZA is supported majority of the time by Russell Crowe and Lucy Liu. Even Dave Bautista as Brass Body does a very well acting stance. But the problem is the pacing. The pacing is completely off. It's like he tried to mix House of Daggers, or Iron Monkey, or if you haven't seen any of that, House of Flying Daggers, sorry. If you haven't seen, it's usually those Telltale movies, those kung fu, but actually well done kung fu movies that he grabs from. But at the same time, RZA is the director. So he has this idea that you could take a Tarantino-esque style to it and use the style that's been great for years, where it's realistic gore, very Lovecraftian in the sense of the word, and that it works. It works for quite a while, but again, when it comes back to pacing, it throws the whole movie off. So, going in, it's about halfway, I watched the movie, and I'm like, is it getting closer to being done? And the real action, or at least the real story, doesn't start until a third of the movie in. And by that time, it's almost done, and it doesn't become comprehensible. So now it comes to the contradiction that everyone wants to know. Is it worth watching? And that is probably the hardest thing to decide, because considering, again, it was presented by Quentin Tarantino, so to say that it does have some merit, because if it has a stamp of approval, it is worthwhile in my heart. But at the same time, going in and seeing that it doesn't have the right pacing, the characters are not developed in the right fashion, I have to say, with all my hopes and dreams and ambitions towards this movie, I have to say that it cannot hold up to standards of today. So I have to say that you should not watch this movie. As much as I love Tarantino, I can't say with all instance that I suggest this movie. And it hurts my heart to say it, but that's a review. I'm going to give you the truth. I'm going to say what's as correct as possible. So, The Man with the Iron Fist, don't see it. It's not really worth it unless you like a lot of gore or a lot of simplistic fighting scenes. The characters, again, stand well and give the movie some support, but not enough to cover up all the plot holes and the bad acting presented by some people, especially RZA. Again, not to disrespect, but he has no experience, and it is clearly seen. So, I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope this gave a little insight into the movie, even though it really poked at Tarantino. Hate to say it, but that's the truth. This is Gene Starwin, 34, signing out.